The police in Canada tonight are telling us that the man who opened fire in the Parliament building yesterday and gunned down a soldier at the National War Memorial acted alone. And they say he was not connected to an attack that killed a Canadian soldier earlier in the week in Quebec. Today, Canadians mourned their loss and honored a hero. And Jim Axelrod is in Ottawa.
For Canada's newest national hero, Kevin Vickers, the sergeant-at-arms who prevented grand-scale tragedy here. It was back to his day job this morning, leading the procession that opens every session of Parliament. But this was no ordinary day. Vickers tried to blink back his emotions as he was met with a thunderous ovation. Vickers, who may look mild-mannered in his ceremonial hat and robes, showed his steely side when the bullets started flying yesterday. Chasing down the gunman, pistol drawn, looking every bit the Mountie he was for 29 years. There were no party lines today in Parliament. Lawmakers were Canadian only. And rallying behind the message from Prime Minister Stephen Harper.
Well, here we are in our seats, in our chamber, in the very heart of our democracy, and our work goes on.
The chaos of yesterday may be over, but there is still plenty of tension on Parliament Hill. When the Prime Minister went to lay a wreath where the shooting started, a man got too close.
Get down!
And was put on the ground at gunpoint by police.
On your stomach!
We are learning more about the gunman tonight, Michael Joseph-Bibeau, a 32-year-old Muslim convert seen holding this rifle. He was already known to police, though not on a watch list of high-risk suspects. He'd been busted for drugs and robbery in British Columbia, but for the last 2 weeks, he'd been living in this men's shelter in Ottawa, where Zehaf-Bibeau reportedly bragged about having relatives who had fought in Libya. Today, Canadian police said Zehaf-Bibeau was in Ottawa waiting for a passport and had plans to travel to Syria. His mother had lunch with him just last week, the first time she'd seen him in 5 years, she says, telling the Associated Press, quote, he was lost and did not fit in. She apologized for his actions. Part of me, she said, wants to hate him. A law enforcement official tells us Zehaf-Bibeau traveled to the United States at least 4 times, twice in 2013 and once in 2012. He crossed into Minnesota by car. In 2010, he flew from Vancouver to Las Vegas. Each trip, Scott, he apparently took with at least one other person.
Jim Axelrod on the story in Ottawa. Jim, thank you.